Alright guys, welcome back to Persona 5. Last time I meant Persona 5. We finally arrived at the palace, as you can hear from the background music this time around. So now, we're actually going into Okumura's palace after, like, what, 20 days of ignoring it? But Haru, unfortunately, cannot join us in battles right now, for some reason. Apparently, she awoke into her persona, but not really. So, that's actually what we're doing here today.
You have something to offer with this? Physical attacks will be nullified. Don't attack recklessly. I'll use my persona. Johanna! That's our queen.
Serves you right.
They're in disarray.
So we are now in hell. I hate Okumura's palace. I hate a lot of things about it. Right now we are not in the section. We're not at the section that I hate yet. There's only really one section that I hate with a passion. We're not there yet. But it is towards the beginning of the palace, which is fine, but there's still a lot of things I don't like about it.
Show me your true form.
And
Won't that be a bit? My hair's not gonna work. Activated for such a weak enemy. Nice
but this part actually isn't really much of exploration of the palace. We're actually going to be awakening. We're actually going to be watching Haru fully awaken to her persona in a bit. There is some palace exploration, though, as you can see here. So this palace, though, in terms of battles, isn't that bad. There's just a lot of them. There's just way too many battles in this palace.
A decisive victory.
Like, you will be begging for SP by the end of this palace. Assuming you're not using the Invigorate. Oh yeah, we have Bullet Hail. So at the beginning of a battle, when you have a successful ambush, you can use Bullet Hail as a means of doing damage to the enemy. And you are guaranteed half damage to the enemy. Half of their health will be depleted by the end of that Bullet Hail.
Okay. Focus. Child's play. I can see it.
Man, I can't wait until we get farm the Reaper. Yeah, spoiler alert, I do that.
They're weak, but
I do that trick.
Ooh, Joker, you're looking cool. All out attack.
Okay. Somewhere.
That was an easy.
Hey.
Yep, so we're exactly at the last point we were. Remember, we will take the treasure! We will take the treasure!
Focus.
I like the fact that Haru's the only one not in a costume. I mean, okay, you know what I mean. Not in the costume I'm in.
By the way, you seemed real fired up back when we first met. Was that an act Mona put you up to? You know, the beauty thingy?
That was, I was trying to be a heroine of justice.
Is that a joke?
You moron! Ever since I was young, people around me have never seen me for who I really am. They would be kind to me just to please my father, and would get money and presents in exchange. Adults, teachers, even friends. It seemed like everyone smiled at me for their own personal gain. That's why you kept the details of your family a secret at school. But the female superheroes I used to see on TV were so great. They always fought for others, not themselves, and they were always happy. I wanted to be just like that. Even though I knew it was a fantasy, I still looked up to them.
Everyone goes wild over heroes at some point. It's fine having someone like that on our side, right, Joker?
What are you doing here?
Huh? This is insane on so many levels.
I thought I told you not to associate with vulgar people.
That bastard.
Him? Did he come into the palace too?
Nope.
No. He might look the same, but that isn't the real person. Remember what I explained to you earlier? You mean about the cognition thing?
What are you mumbling about?
Do you recall what I said before? That I would do my best for you. This is my answer to that.
Are those the rumored phantom thieves? I see. You're handing them over to me as a plea for forgiveness. Overcome failure at any cost, even if it means betraying others. You truly embody the Okumura motto. Very well, join me.
Why do you only ever think about gains and losses? That's why the company has a bad reputation. All because you treat people like they're tools.
To gain, you must give. One must be resolved to give even more if they wish to stand above others. We are on vastly different levels, and soon I will rise to a new stage, the political world. The cold reality of kicking people down is a part of business. Virtue and sentiment are for losers. Okumura Foods shall be the foundation of my victory.
His company is just a stepping stone.
Mr. Okumura, we don't need a girl who's been soiled by thieves. Unless you make some compromises. I can't introduce her to my father.
She needn't be your lawful wife anymore. Take her as your lover or whatever it is you desire.
Very well. I accept.
Lover? I was raised under this company's wealth. I even accepted a political marriage for you. This is not what we discussed! Father, you want me to be that man's plaything just to satisfy your own ambitions?
Why fret? You should be overjoyed that you're fulfilling your role as an Okumura daughter. This is the only value you've had from the very beginning.
So, even his own daughter's life is a commodity to him.
Now, why don't you come to my place?
Let's have fun. I'll play with you until I get bored. High school feels what it's around.
Oh, dude.
So vulgar. No! Haru's persona won't stand a chance against that. Don't worry. She hadn't awakened to her real power. That's all.
Oh.
How dare you?
The hell that spotlight come from?
I see you finally made up your mind, my dear fated princess. Freedom for you must stem from betrayal. If you still yearn for it now, then you must not err. Now tell me, who shall you betray? My heart has been set. You should know. Yes, that gaze! I can finally display my true strength. I am thou, thou art I. Let us adorn your departure into freedom with a beautiful betrayal.
Oh, damn.
Farewell, dear father. I am no longer your subservient puppet.
Then so be it. You're worthless. Deal with them how you wish.
You poor thing. I'll toy with you until you break.
I don't expect you to come to reason at all.
Uh-huh. Should have just told you this from the start, asshat.
Morgana, shut up. Alright. So, Okumura's palace is robots. That's the main threat of this entire palace, is just robots. I have no rebuttal for this. I have no joke. I have nothing.
I have no intentions of talking.
And they're not shadows or anything. They're not personas you can take. They're just straight up robots.
I cannot lose.
Which really could have been really interesting for other palaces to have. Because, you know, most of the enemies you face in other palaces are just shadows and personas. But mini-bosses were also shadows. Were also just shadows. Would have been really cool to fight knights and stuff like that in Kamoshida's palace. Would have been cool to fight, like, what's a good art metaphor for Madarames? I guess paintbrushes? I don't know. I don't know why I put Psy Break, even though he's already weak to Psy. Like, it would have been really cool to like. It would have been awesome to fight some of the shadows we like. In this game, like, in this palace, we fight robots for mini bosses and stuff. But we don't do something like that for other palaces. We don't fight, we don't fight knights and shit in Kamoshida's palace. We don't fight, like, painting-related things in Madarame's palace. I can't really think of anything that you would fight for, Madarame's. We don't fight, like, bank guards for, Kanashiro's palace. We don't fight Egyptian, myths. Okay, technically we do, but they're shadows. But what I mean is, like, there's nothing exclusive. Like, there's nothing, like, the mini bosses aren't personas that we can get later on by fusing, if you get what I'm saying. Like, you can't get these mini bosses as personas with fusing in the Velvet Room. Oh, we're not done with you yet, buddy. Yeah, but Haru's persona specializes in psychokinesis skills, so she's really good for the late game stuff now. Oh, yep, and this is her all-out attack portrait. Yeah, she straight up summons a table and drinks tea. Like, damn.
An addition to your repertoire.
Ooh, that's actually gonna help out. Especially for the Okumura boss fight. I think I know what happens for the Okumura boss fight. You guys are gonna look forward to that. Ugh.
What were you saying about her persona being weak?
He disappeared. Is that okay?
Are you sure you taught her how things work in here?
I did. Or so I thought. What's the point if she doesn't get it? Don't worry. Cognitive beings have no correlation to their real-world counterparts. You'll see when we get back. I guarantee he will be okay.
Can I still punch him in the face?
He's not dead?
I wish he was.
That's right.
Dude, does this mean we got a new teammate? Good to have ya.
She already has a code name.
Beauty thief?
Call me Noir.
Oh, okay.
Noir?
It means black in French. I'd like to be a heroine of justice, but the Phantom Thieves are on the darker side of the law. I chose the name Noir to remind me of that. There you have it.
As long as she's into it.
Hey, it's better than some of the suggestions Ryuji's come up with.
Noir. I like it. It conveys a dignity that won't bow down to others, as well as a rebellious spirit towards society. Thank you.
That's honestly the best suggestion we've gotten, other than the ones I chose.
Treasure after all. Yes, sir. big again.
Alright, so after all that, Haru has awakened to a persona, meaning that she is now part of the party.
Joker,
Yay!
there's a treasure chest.
Where?
We can get more money.
No, we got an item, Yusuke. Shut up! We don't get money. Okay, good. We're not there yet. Actually, we're getting there, but we're getting close to a section I can't stand. We're almost to the unnecessarily long corridor section. An empty corridor, I may want to mention. Like, I'm okay with long hallways. Oh, oh, hi there.
Super physical attacks will be null. This one's weak to psychokinesis. Persona! Charge, Johanna!
Alright, I just realized something. Haru doesn't have baton pass.
Stay alert. Cursed attacks won't work. This is our best shot.
I just realized that Haru does not have, baton pass, so I can't use baton pass on her. If this was royal, I could do that. But guess what? This is standard. We can't do it here. Hate this game.
Okay.
That easy, huh? I can tell by your face.
Yeah, but so first off, we need to get through this. So, Okumura's Palace, there's several reasons I don't like it. The first one is coming up in a little bit, where we're going to be stuck a section of unnecessarily long hallways with nothing in them. You know, there's nothing in the hallways, meaning there but a shadow, maybe like one shadow. It's like the worst designed dungeon to me, honestly. And it's a maze, essentially, where you have to find the right mini-boss to defeat. And if you defeat the right one, you get a key card that lets you progress to another section of unnecessarily long and empty hallways. And if you happen to choose the wrong one, you basically just wasted your SP and resources for something you didn't need.
Alright.
You got experience, but at what cost?
I can tell by your face.
It's not like this game is any harder if you don't grind. So, I don't understand why they did this.
Really?
If anything, I highly recommend getting a guide for this palace. I highly recommend getting a guide. I highly recommend referring to a guide for this entire palace. I recommended a guide for a lot of aspects of this game. You know, those daily social stuff, so you can get all the social links and social stats up quickly. I recommended getting a guide for the Kanashiro pin codes puzzle. This one, I heavily recommend getting a guide, because just so you can get through it faster. In this palace, it's all about saving the SP you get, and of course. Like, I highly recommend getting a guide just so you can get through it without having to get into so many battles, and get through it quickly so you can conserve your SP. Because it's stupid. It's robots.
Come on, man.
You're right.
And for some ungodly reason, Persona 5 Royal has managed to make this palace worse. Like, I don't know how you managed to do that. Like, I thought they were going to be improving this palace. They somehow made it worse.
I have something.
Yes.
Hey,
Joker.
Okay, so now I can probably hear you guys thinking, well, so what you can essentially do is you could listen to the robots' conversations, and they will give something away about what makes the mini boss you have to defeat so different from the other ones. That's still dumb. Because you could do the same. You could not be paying attention. And what am I doing? Oh yeah, I'm looking at the map, so I don't have to do that. Actually, I don't think the game will let me do what I'm doing. Yeah, so you will see me referring to the map a lot during this. Yeah, okay, so they won't let me do that. They have to make me gather information first.
Hold a moment.
Yes! You got it. There's a shadow. Be careful.
I'll reveal your true form.
Yeah, but like, look at these halls. There's nothing in them. There's no, like, places to hide. You know, I'm okay with the fact that they're long. There's just nowhere to hide. There's nowhere to hide for you to ambush shadows. Why didn't I use Muffray? Whatever. But, like, I hate the fact that, like, these hallways are so long and there's nothing in them for you to ambush shadows with. I wouldn't complain so much if that wasn't the case. Like, look at this. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. There's just you and the shadow. Yeah, look at why. This is why I'm standing here. And also because I'm looking at the map.
There's a strong one.
By the way, this is the only safe room in this area. You think I'm lying? I'm not.
Can use this space.
Anyway, we're actually going to end the part here. So the next time we meet in Persona 5, we're going to be continuing through Okumura's palace as much as I don't want to. So see you guys next time for more Persona 5, and take care.